said talk to me. There's nothing wrong with you. I know that. Todd. Damn it. If you really are like this, then it's my fault. Because I hate you. I can't live. I won't be responsible for that. Don't do this to me. Please. Don't do this to yourself. My Starro. She needs you. Don't abandon her this way. Listen to me, even if you go to prison, at least it's a life. The way you are now, whether it's real or you're faking it, it's worse than a prison, even worse than the fortress you built around yourself before. Todd. You said you loved me. If that were ever true, just let me know. Just squeeze my hand, please. I will not tell a soul, not even Sam. Please. I just have to know you're okay, Todd. Not a twitch. Not a quiver. Oh, fine. Well, what about this? I'm still your wife. And if you're incapacitated, I control all your business. I sign your checks. I make policy at the Sun. I send your daughter to boarding school. Yeah, I know what you told Blair, but I don't care. I'm your wife. I can fight that and win. So from now on, I'm in control. That means I make all the decisions, including the medical ones. So if they want to dissect you, lobotomize you, or cut you up into little pieces for med students to study, I don't care. They can do what they want with you. Damn it. Wake up! Wake up! Do something! Do something! You're miserable!
Hey, stop! Come here.
Get off of me!
You listen to me, and you listen to me good. If you love that man, you will never hurt that man again. You understand? Because I've made it my job to make sure that nobody ever hurts Todd again. Taya, why were you hitting him?
Because I wanted a reaction.
What reaction? Cardiac arrest?
He's not sick.
Oh, really? And how do you know that, doctor?
I just know.
How?
Because she couldn't live with herself if he really were sick.
Hey, calm down.
Leave me alone.
Taya. Come on now. Look, you know Todd's emotional nature. I mean, it's volatile. What makes you think he couldn't have shut down because of that?
Oh, I've been fooled too many times, Sam. I can't be fooled again. I can't. He's not damaged and vulnerable. He's cold and he's calculating. And you're all believing him. You're all under his stupid spell.
I'm more than a little concerned about that incident in your husband's room.
I'm sorry, Dr. Lang, but I am sure he is faking this.
I frankly don't see how you can have any doubts. I've run the tests. You yourself saw Mr. Manning's total lack of response when that reporter stabbed him with a pin. No one in a normal state could have controlled that reaction.
Todd is not a normal man.
Hey, Wilmer. You kind of look like you did after you went helmet to helmet with old Goose Michaelchuk back there in the old days, you know? I'm sorry. I know I pushed you too hard. I thought I was doing the right thing, and I thought I was helping. But I want you to know, I will never tell anyone. I will never go public with what I know. I'll never tell anybody what Peter did to you. I promise you that. And I also promise you this. I will always be there for you when you need me. Yeah, right. Okay, well. See ya. Oh, well, I mean, really good as monologues go. I gotta come through for Todd. I gotta find a way to come through for Todd. I owe him that much.
You will. You will, but come on, there's nothing that either one of us can do for him tonight. So, come on, let's go.
Hey,
Hi.
have you seen him yet?
No, they're testing him for something.
Well, they've been doing a lot of that lately. I know this is just a lousy way to end a vacation.
I'm very glad you called. Thank you.
Well, I thought that you should know.
You thought right. A big part of the commitment we make to our families and our loved ones is taking the bitter with the sweet.
Yes. Well, let's just hope that there's a lot more of the latter and less of the former.
Okay, yeah. I talked to his doctor, what's his name, Lang?
Mm-hmm.
And he feels that there might be some sort of psychological basis to this, some trauma. Sam, you're his only friend. Do you have any idea what caused it?
Yeah, I do. It's just that I told Todd I wouldn't talk about it, and I promised him I would never go public with it.
I'm not going to ask you to betray a confidence.
I have a feeling in this case, though, it would be okay. I don't know. I know that you love your brother very much. And, look, if anyone in the world would understand, it would be you.
Well, you have my word that whatever you choose to tell me will go no further.
You remember the standoff at the country club?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Okay, well, I'd gone in there to talk to Todd to try to talk him into surrendering, and we started talking about all the insanity in his life, and we got to talking about Peter Manning and, you know, the terrible abuse that he inflicted upon Todd.
Well, I know a little bit about Peter. I know he was a monster, and I know about the emotional abuse and the beatings.
Yeah, well, did you know that he tortured Todd? One of the things he used to do was hold a lit cigarette lighter underneath his fingers to punish him.
God.
One night it got so bad that Todd tried to kill him, really tried to kill him.
Why?
Because the kind of physical abuse that happened got a little different.
Are you saying that Peter abused him sexually? Is that what you're saying? Todd's father raped him?
I suspect that is true.
Oh, my God.
I can be wrong, Vicki. I could be. I could be wrong.
I pray to God you are wrong, but it certainly would explain an awful lot, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I have looked in Todd's eyes countless times, and I've seen the pain there, but I never suspected that. I should have seen the signs. Maybe I just didn't want to.
Maybe neither of us wanted to.
Dr. Lang, may I please see him now?
I think that'll be all right. We're finished with the testing for the time being.
Thank you.
Would you like me to go in with you?
No, thanks. Actually, I think there's plenty of ghosts in there to keep me company. Too many. My God, what have we done to you? Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry. You poor thing, you must feel like you're just surrounded by enemies. Taya turned you into the police and testified against you. Sam's quite convinced you feel he betrayed you. Kevin's trying to destroy you. And I wasn't even here. I'm sorry. Kevin's quite sure you're faking, Todd. I don't really think it matters. Obviously, you had to get away from your life. You couldn't take it anymore. And believe me, I know how that feels. If you can hear me, and if you want me to know, I will keep it a secret, I promise you that. Your whole life has just been one long cry for help, hasn't it? Because you can't crawl out of that dark place you've hidden yourself in, and now you're trapped there. I guess a breakdown like this was inevitable, given that our childhoods are so much more similar than I ever realized. But there is a way out, you know. It's not easy. I disappeared in order to heal myself, literally shattered into pieces, as if being whole made me too vulnerable. And I don't have to tell you that once trust and love is violated, last thing in the world you want is to be vulnerable again. It takes courage. It takes grit, and it takes anger. Fortunately, you have all those things to spare. So if anybody can do it, you can. God, no matter how scared and lonely you feel right now, please hang on. Don't let yourself disappear completely. And when you're ready, you can start climbing out, step by step. And I swear to you that I will be there, always, to give you a hand and pull you to safety. I promise you that.
Are you gonna stand by Todd?
Yes, of course I will. And you?
Mrs. Carpenter, Mrs. Manning, I'm glad you're both here. We have further test results. There appears to be no metabolic or neurological origin to Mr. Manning's condition.
What does that mean?
The tests point to a severe psychological breakdown, possibly brought on by a major depression or mania.
Do you have some sort of treatment in mind?
Well, there's several options. We can try drug therapy. There's some very effective antidepressants available.
Is that what you recommend?
He might respond even faster to electroshock therapy.
No.
It's a very effective and highly respected treatment.
Well, why can't you just wait?
Well, given the absence of any indication of spontaneous recovery, the quicker we bring him around, the better it is. But don't worry, you have some time before you have to make any irrevocable decisions for your husband, Mrs. Manning.
Well, I probably shouldn't be the one making them anyway. Todd and I are separated.
Legally?
No.
Well, in that case, you're still responsible for his treatment.
Well, would it help, I mean, if we talked to him and tried to get him to respond?
I encourage it. But in some cases, the more severe depression that exists, the harder it is for the patient to recover, spontaneous or otherwise. But it's not hopeless. Excuse me.
What do I do?
Have you two really reached the end of the line?
We can't go on. We'll destroy each other. If we haven't already.
Look, I don't blame you for not being able to handle Todd's love. It's not a very pretty or sweetly sentimental kind of love, is it?
He doesn't love me.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And if you can manage it, I think that love is going to give him strength. Because quite frankly, Taya, he's depending on us, on you and me, to bring him out of this.
Seems like decades since that night at the palace when Todd got down on one knee and proposed to me. I think that's the closest we've ever come to being normal.
Yes, well, that was the night that Georgie Phillips was murdered.
Vicki, I think you'll have to make all the medical decisions for Todd. I don't trust myself. I don't trust him. I actually think he could be faking just to see how I'll react. Just so he can recover and blame me for doing the wrong thing. Or to avoid going to prison.
I don't think it's as simple as that. In any case, I'm not going to abandon him. I can't. My family didn't abandon me when I was ill, and Lord knows I gave them enough cause. Even Clint. We weren't even married when I fell apart. And yet he was there for me whenever I needed him.
Well,
as badly as I hurt him, he was always there for me.
I'm, not as good a person as Clint is, I guess.
But you're here.
Not that that does anyone much good.
Oh, I think you'd be surprised. Taya, I'll make the medical decisions if you really want me to do that. But there's something that he needs from you that I can't give him. And that's your forgiveness. Now, I'm not saying that without it, we'll never be able to bring him back, and I'm not saying that it'll definitely save him. But can you afford not to take the risk?
We've been married for over a year, and this is the first time I felt your heartbeat. Can you feel my hand? Do you even know I'm here? You're human after all, huh? If you were faking, would you let me do this, huh? Or this?
this?
We've got him started on antidepressants, but I suggest in this case we go into a more aggressive form of therapy, electroconvulsive therapy. I know it sounds frightening, but the fact is it works for many people.
Well, it also sounds dangerous.
Well, there's risk in any treatment. But don't worry, we have a full life support capabilities available.
You mean he could...
That's the worst scenario. The vast majority of patients, the dangers are minimal. But, so if you'd like to proceed, I'll need you to sign some consent forms.
Excuse me, Doctor, but I just don't think Mrs. Manning is in any shape right now to make any decision to sign anything, so...
You have been under quite a strain. But you must make a decision soon. The longer you wait, the greater the possible risk.
I understand.
Thank you.
I just wish he'd give me a sign.
You know, it really ticks me off. I had something to do with putting you here. I pushed it too hard. I didn't mean to push it too hard, you know. I wanted you to face your past so that maybe you'd stop hurting yourself and hurting all the people around you. I don't understand how people can hurt kids, you know. I don't understand how Peter Manning could hurt you. My kid. See, I'd protect my kid. At all cost. You would like Will. That's my son. He's coming into town today, you know. So, maybe if you're in the neighborhood, you know, just drop by and say hello. I'm sorry, Bill. I'm sorry. I gotta go pick him up right now, so I'll be back. Right. You know something? I think Peter Manning really missed out. I'll tell you this. I would have been proud to have you as my son.
Excuse me. I assume you've reached a decision about his treatment?
That's why I called. I'm sorry, this hasn't been easy.
It never is. Well?
You're the expert. I'll go with your recommendation.
Electroconvulsive therapy.
So, what's first? Paperwork, right?
Yes. Once you sign the forms, we can begin treatment.
here. I'm kind of wondering when you're gonna, you know, cut loose.
With what?
Well, for starters, maybe how you feel about your mother's instant marriage. I mean, you haven't said a word.
Well, he's rich, he's decent, he seems to like her. What's to react?
Do you have any feelings on the subject? I mean,
What's the point?
well, the point is, I guess, is you're gonna have like, you know, some step siblings and a step family. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of change in your life.
So?
So, look, Will, no matter how incomprehensible to you my relationship with your mother may have been, the fact is that at least we were predictable, you know?
You know, Dad, it's starting to sound like this bothers you more than me.
No, not really.
Why don't you
what?
cut the shrink speak and tell me about the local attractions?
Oh, Sam.
Taya.
So glad you're here.
Hi.
I'm starting to panic about Todd and the shock treatment.
Really, excuse me, Taya, Will Rappaport? Taya Manning? Taya, Will?
Oh, your son, of course. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's no problem. So, old Boomer's got you going again, huh, Pop?
I need to go in and see Todd.
Well, it's after hours, Kevin. What for?
Look, my mother and I have been going at each other's throats over this whole thing. We had a long talk about him. I think I'm beginning to understand how and why she loves him, so I would just like to go in and see him, talk to him on her behalf. Can you let me in?
Todd is not in great shape these days.
I'm sorry to take up time between you and your son.
No, it's fine. I mean, I figure I owe Todd Manning a lot. He got my dad to practice being a dad. I hope I get to meet him one day.
Well, I hope I get to meet him again, given his current condition. I told Dr. Lang to go ahead with the ECT, but I am having second thoughts.
ECT, that's where they zap you, right? My friend of mine at school, his mom had it. They were afraid she'd be toast, but it turned out fine.
Well, that's good to hear. It's terrifying to be the one responsible for giving the go-ahead, and I have so many questions, Sam.
Have you asked Dr. Lang? Have you talked to him about your questions?
I'd be calling him every 10 minutes, and we just spoke for an hour. I think what scares me the most is what if Todd wakes up and he's not Todd anymore?
What scares me the most, Taya, is if Todd stays the way he is. Look, I'll be there tomorrow morning, all right, for the therapy. And don't worry, I think everything will be okay, and we'll have Todd back in no time.
Thanks, Sam.
Sure.
Thank you.
All righty.
Enjoy Landview, Will.
Thanks.
Yes. Toast?
Let me ask you one thing.
What?
My mom has said 100 times that Todd Manning is a lunatic. Now, what is it about this guy that makes you feel you have to constantly watch over him?
Well, it's so complicated. I can't go into it now. I can't go into it here. But let me just say that I feel a sense of obligation for Todd. I always have. And look, I've known him since he was a kid. Fact is no matter how old he gets, I still think of him as that kid.
Yeah, you always did. Like he was a kid of yours.
You're resentful? You've never been so upfront about it before? I don't know. What's going on?
Maybe I never figured it out before. I mean, Mom's always complained that you got way too deep into your cases. Todd's just one more rescue number for you, isn't he?
Wait a minute. You're really oversimplifying things there, I'll tell you.
Is that why you and Mom broke up in the first place? Your whole rescue thing?
So what happened, Todd? Huh? What'd you do, hear us out in the hallway and decide you're gonna take us for a little ride?
It doesn't matter anyway. I'll have to stop faking by tomorrow.
Why, what's tomorrow?
He's scheduled for ECT, electroconvulsive therapy, otherwise known as shock treatment, Todd. You want to say something to him? Go ahead. I'm not going to stop you.
Thanks. Oh, boy. Well, you heard the man. I mean, you're going to have to come around by tomorrow. Otherwise... Unless you want to just drop the whole act right now, and you can make a full recovery tonight. You do my mother a really big favor in the process. You see, because, well, Dad went off and married Sam Rappaport's ex-wife. What does that mean to you? Well, maybe nothing, but it gives you the opportunity to lift my mother's spirits, and she's certainly done that for you many times in the past, hasn't she? And God only knows. I mean, it makes no sense at all, but she loves you. As a matter of fact, when the chips are down, she's willing to put you ahead of everybody else in this family. Everyone. Just to defend you, protect you, uphold your innocence. So, really, I don't think she could want anything more than just a phone call from you at this point, Todd. You know, make her feel better and all. So what do you say? Hmm? What do you say? Come on, Todd. Give your big sis a call. I would do the dialing for you, you know. And all you really have to do is talk to her. You don't even have to tell her that you were faking it. You could just say, hey, I'm back. You know what? I have an idea, Todd. Tell her that you made a miraculous recovery because you felt her pulling for you. That would really make her feel good. This just isn't on your list of priorities, is it? Your sister is in agony, and you got the power to change it. And you're not going to do it, are you? Nope. You're not. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. I'm looking for a piece of heart in this guy. And I'm pleading for him on behalf of my mother, and he just sits there and laughs at us.
He has amazing control.
Yeah. What I'd like to do to him is I'd like to wheel him out of here right now and take him down to that shock room and zap him out of this sham. And then I could present him to my mother. And it's all quivering. So here you go, Mom. Here's the brother that you believe in.
But you wouldn't do that because you don't want your mother to hurt any more than she already does.
I don't want her to get sucked into this any more than she already is. I'm not going to let him do it.
Okay. I think I have an idea.
You have one new message. I will play one new message.
Taya? You gotta help me.
You know something? I know that you're just gonna snap right out of it when they go to shock you tomorrow. But I got a real problem with that. Because I won't be here. And I need to be here to see it. So I've enlisted the help of a good friend, Nurse Barbara. She's got something real special for you. Sodium pentothal. It's great stuff. It pretty much just wipes out all your inhibitions. Of course, if you really are catatonic, you know, and you're as far gone as these doctors around here seem to think you are, well, then it just wouldn't work at all. But if you're faking, it'd make you feel so good that you wouldn't even worry about the fact that you're letting the cat out of the bag. And then me and Drew and Barbara, we'd all have a good laugh. Oh, and if you're thinking, because I wasn't able to pull the trigger on you up at the lodge, that I won't be able to pull this trigger, well, you got another thing coming. I know what you're thinking. You're probably saying, well, gee, you know, he's Kevin, he's Vicky's son, he's got a little decency. But when it comes to you, I'm really not a nice guy at all, Todd. Not at all. And by the way, if you got an idea in your head that somebody around here might try to stop this, you might really want to consider if it's worth it for you to take that chance. You know, it's a shame, really, because you're not selling me. You can see and you can hear. You're lying there looking out, thinking you can fool everybody. Like my mom. But you can't fool me. You don't ever fool me. Okay, Barbara, do the honors.
Oh, hey, visiting hours are over a long time ago.
He called me. He needs me.
That's not possible.
No, I heard him on my voicemail. He needed help.
Look, there has been no change in his condition. Now, you should go back home. You're only going to be disappointed.
I want to see my husband.
Hey, no. I'm sorry. I can't let you back in there.
Todd! Todd! Todd!
Tag.